the channel for games, guides, and glitches. If you're a developer or publisher, feel free to contact me at the email, and to my regular viewers, please remember to subscribe, it really helps me out. Unfold here with the guide for Little Strays. So the first thing you want to do is go into the settings, and you can turn the music down if you want. There's also a few single player camera settings you might feel better using, but then we want to go to the warehouse, single player, and we want to begin the game. So these are the controls. X is a very handy control, jump for B is useful as well, and then the running, of course. So I'm going to use a couple of glitches in this game. Some are going to be usable sometimes, and some are only going to be usable others. The first one we're going to do is what I like to call the wall tap. If an object is close enough to a wall, you can tap it, and this will collect the item without you having to go around and collect it normally. So over here we want to jump up onto this spot here, and then we can walk, as long as we don't fall down. And then we can walk across and come through here. And then we can collect the second one. This will complete the first level, give us our 3 stars, because every level I did manage to get 3 stars on, and our first achievement, so we're well on our way. So with the second level, we will have 2 again. This time it gets a little bit more tricky because we have to use the jumping mechanic, and you'll soon learn that it can be a little bit finicky, especially with the fact that some objects have gaps, but these gaps in objects sometimes we can even use to our advantage. So the first one we want to get is this one here. It's the easier of the 2, in my opinion. So we just have to jump up onto this pallet, and then jump over to these pipes, and then very carefully walk up these pipes. Try not to be in the middle, because if you're in the middle you'll fall through the gap. If you're on the left you'll fall through the gap, but once you've done that you can collect these, and then we can jump to get over the barricade. Then we can head up this way, go up these stairs, and then head straight to the boxes here, because we can use them to jump over the fence. So you want to push B to climb up onto the box, and B again, and B for a third time. So with this game, running and jumping can sometimes vault you further than just walking and jumping. So sometimes you'll see I stop running and I just do a normal jump, and other times you'll see I do a running jump. For example, when I'm about to do this, I hold LT, and before I could get control, the cat ran off the edge, and this is what can happen sometimes. So instead I did a walking jump to get the last item. So with that, we've now completed 2 levels. And as you can see, we're on to the next level, and this time we have 3 items, and this will be a recurring theme where as we progress we will be made to get more and more items. So the first thing we want to do for this one is head left. Now the routes I picked are what I felt were best, but you might find it easier to go different ways or even do different things. It's not set in stone to follow my way. If you want to do it your way and just see how it's done, that's fine, do it your way. I'm just here to try and help guide you. I did manage to do every level with 3 stars, if that is something you want to do, but it's not required for any achievements. So we just have to carefully climb up this pipe, and I use B to jump over the bars, because sometimes it can be a little bit finicky and throw you off. And then we just have to head left here. So we want to go this way to get the next collectible, which is on the shed just to our right. It will require us to climb up a box and then up a pipe to get up to where it is. So climb the box here and then climb up onto this. And then if you don't get stuck, this is an actual glitch. You got to turn the cat around. Eventually it'll let you move. It just happens sometimes. There's not really much you can do about it, but then we want to jump onto the pipe and then jump up here. And then from here we can walk across, fall down, and collect the food. So from here we can go onto the boxes. I recommend the box on the right. I went on the box on the left, and it presumed to kick me off because I couldn't exactly get up from there like I planned. So I recommend the box on the left here. And then you can jump down. And then we can go over here. Climb up on these boxes. Climb up onto these fallen silos. And then run and jump across to get the item. This is one time where the jumping mechanic had not stopped even though the level had finished. So in the background you can see the cat keeps jumping, which is quite interesting. But with that, we've done level 3 and can continue to the next level. So for this one, we've actually got our first example of having to go a roundabout way to get a collectible, because it was the only way I could find to get it. If you find a different way to get it, I mean, congrats, and by all means use that method, but these are the ways that I found to get the items, so they're the ways that I used. I'm not sure if there are any other ways than this way, but we want to climb on these boxes here until we get up onto the roof. And then from here you want to be very careful to use the gutter here to cross. And then we want to head to the left, jump up here, and then we want to fall down onto the pipe. You might have to jump across if it doesn't let you just walk. And then jump over all the railings very carefully. As you can see right now, I'm walking, not running. I want that bit of stability, so instead of running, I'm walking. So once we're up on this part here, we can go up to the top and then go to the right, and this will get you the collectible here. Like I said, it's a bit of a roundabout way, and there's going to be a few of those where we have to do that, but it's what we have to do, unfortunately. So you want to jump down, and then we want to jump on this barrel. So this barrel is going to be your first instance of gaps. Be very careful not to go to the end of it, because you can fall down and will have to re-jump up on the first barrel. But you want to make your way slowly across like so, and eventually you can climb up here. Now you don't have to follow me here. I just wanted to cut through to save a bit of time, but we're just going to be going straight around this building anyway. I'm just jumping over it instead, because we want to go into this shipping container here for the last item. So if you want to just fall down and go around to get into the shipping container, by all means. And that'll get you this level done. And now we're on to level 5. So for this level, we're going to do a little bit of a trick slash glitch. We're actually going to get outside the map, but it helps us get the level completed easier. So you want to go to the side here and then go through to collect the trash like so behind the bin, and then go to the left here. So this can be a little bit tricky to pull off, and this is the only time I actually use the outside of the map to help with the level. But you want to climb up this pipe carefully, not to jump off like I did. I like to line myself up before I jump up, using the metal concrete to stop me, and then I can carefully walk up. For this one, it's actually not too bad to run a little bit. So once we're on this part here, you want to carefully jump up and then move to the side and hug the left like so, and then you can climb up and jump over, and then fall down here. Now when we fall down, we're outside the map, so if you want to have a bit of fun and explore the outside of the map before you come back in, I mean, go for it. There's not much to see, but we want to come back in right here, and then we can head to the left. And in here, I'm just going to show you before we do it, the items up there, and as you can see, we've got a long kind of walkway. We actually have to start here. It's one of those ones where it's a little bit of a long thing, but we want to jump up on the boxes, then jump up on this, and then we want to go across carefully the door for the container, and then jump onto the box. And then we want to go across and collect the food here, saving us a ton of time having to go around or anything to get it. From here we can actually climb these boxes. Again, this is going to be another one where you need to be careful because of the gaps. So when you get to the last box, do a running jump to climb up. Just try and avoid that gap that last one has. Go up these stairs and then follow this way. This is going to be a little bit of a tricky one to do, but as you see, it's not too bad. So we want to climb up here and to the left, following this pathway till we get to the pipe here. And you want to jump on the right side of the pipe so that you jump up onto the actual pipe itself. Then angle yourself so you're left like so, then run and jump, and you should climb up and grab it. Then you can just jump down and you can head to the up the stairs. And now we can head to the right, and hopefully you don't fall down like I did. If you do, it's okay. I tried resetting there with X because that's another trick we're going to use later on, which is called a fallen reset. If you time it right when you reset, it'll actually put you back up where you fell. And you can use this in the later levels to collect stuff and not have to reclimb up places. It'll be very useful. But unfortunately it can fail sometimes, like you saw there, but this is the last one we need for this level, and as you can see, nice and easy to get. So we just want to climb up these boxes, climb up onto the roof and collect the object. That'll be level 5 done, and 3 stars, so congratulations, and we can continue to the next level. So this one again will require us to use that pipe, but this time we'll be actually getting a collectible once we get off the pipe, not having to go outside the map or anything. So that's why it's also a good reason to use the pipe in the last level, because we know how to climb it effectively now. As you can see, the food is right there, and we can climb back up and leave. I want to head straight and to the right slightly, and then to the left slightly. And in between here you can go through, and that'll collect the food, and then you can return through that way. Then we can come out this way, and we can head straight. This will be another one of those ones where we have to get up somewhere else and then jump across, and basically go through a bit of trek to actually get to the objective. So you want to turn left here and climb up this ramp, and then at the end of this ramp we want to turn right, and right here we need to jump onto this, and then from there we can go into the container, into the second container, and then into the third container where we can collect the item. The camera can get a bit wonky when you're in containers sometimes, so it can be a little bit hard to exit out of them. so just be aware of that. From here we can run and jump onto the roof, not necessarily for getting the collectible, but just for the sake of getting to the area we need to easier, rather than having to go around. And then we can jump down here. Then we can go straight. And in between the two containers here, the blue and red one, is a gap we can go through to collect the last item and finish level 6. So for level 7 I recommend turning around. Just be careful of the box there. I got caught in it. And we want to go through this area here. And we want to go to these 3. You want to save the 2 on the left till last, because they can actually get them together, more or less. The one in front of us is the hardest to get, so I prefer to get that one as the 3rd one. You could get onto the top of the wall and walk through with the fence if you wanted a little bit of an easier way to get it. But for this one we want to jump up here. And be careful not to get caught into the gaps like so. And then once we get up here we want to climb to the box, the pipe, and from there to the wall. And then we want to carefully walk our way to the kitten. Then we want to climb up the pipe, up the roof, and inside the building will be the next collectible. It's actually behind a container, so we want to go inside and go behind the cargo containers. To the left here will be some food. Now we can head back to that 3rd one I was talking about, which is the one on the left once we come out of here. And yeah, if you want to climb up onto the wall and use the wall with the fence, it might be easier than the main way. The main way you're supposed to climb up here and then climb up onto one of these barrels, but the way they've designed it is there's so much gaps in this spot, it makes it very difficult. As you can see here, I'm stuck in that glitch state that unfortunately happens. And then when I got up there, it immediately pushed me down. And again, the glitch state, and it knocked me down. This happens for a little bit, and I do apologize that it's not perfect, but it just goes to show you that it's tricky to do sometimes. That's why I suggested an alternate method if you want to do it that way. But once we get up here and we can go down, we can head to the left. Be very careful because the view's not great and you don't want to fall off the containers and have to go through all that again. But right here is the food we want to get. So now we can head to the last area, and as like I said, we can collect these 2 together more or less pretty easily because we go to 1 and it makes getting the 2nd one much easier. So we want to jump up, then head to the left here to collect the food, and then we want to follow this, what would you call it, metal pathway, I guess. And this will lead us to an air conditioner we can jump on, which makes this part much easier. Now when we jump on the air conditioner, you need to go over to the left metal sheeting there, but I'm going to show you can't jump up here, as you can see. So you want to jump over to the left middle sheeting and then collect the food. And that'll get you level 7 done. The achievement was delayed, so it didn't pop until this run. We're going to be doing the bump to get this collectible here, so you want to climb onto this wall and follow it all the way down. And basically, if you miss hitting the pipe to get the collectible by bumping it with your head, hit X to restart before you land, and you'll get put back up here to keep attempting it. But we want to aim for the middle and bump it like so. If done correctly, you'll get 1 out of 6. If done incorrectly, you'll have 0 out of 6. And you'll be able to hit X quickly to restart and put you back up there. Makes it very quick and easy to collect that collectible. Otherwise, it would be a bit more tricky. So for this one, we want to head over this way. And there'll be some boxes we can climb. Some barrels. And then we can go over this way, climb up and collect the food. Then we want to follow the pathway that I'm heading. Stick to the wall. I like to get into this gap here because it stops me from accidentally falling off the edge. So right here on this shipping container, you want to fall down and then hit X once you've collected the item. This will put you back up to the top. That's what I refer to as the drop and reset. It's a very handy thing that will be used in a lot of the runs. If you can nail it, it'll save you a ton of time of having to go back up to an area. But if you can't, it's fine. Just have to figure out a way to go back up. Here I was trying to get through the fence. I thought the gap was big enough, but unfortunately it's not. So to get this collectible, we just have to climb on some boxes just up here instead. Then jump over. Then you want to walk over without falling down to the kitten. And then you want to fall down on top of it and hit X. And this will reset you before we climbed on the boxes, so we can continue on our way and don't have to get up a set of stairs or anything. If it doesn't reset properly for you and you have to go up some stairs, then you'll just have to make your way to the next collectible from there. So we're going to climb on these boxes for this one. It's on top of a shipping container. I'm going to climb on this box here. Then onto this box. As long as you don't miss like I did. And then climb across. And then we can collect the food there. Well, it might not be a shipping container, but I thought it was. That's okay though. So we want to head to the last one now, and this will get this one done for us. It's a little ways out, but at least it's not too difficult. So we want to head left here. And then just bump the wall to collect this one, the old bump and grab. And that'll finish this level. Get you the achievement for level 8, congratulations. So for this one here, unfortunately, even though it's so close by, we can't do a bump and grab. As you can see here, it's just a little short of the distance. So we do have to go inside, unfortunately. Just be very careful. It's hard to see in here, unfortunately. So when the camera does pan like so, it's hard for us to get out sometimes. You could probably use a reset if you wanted to, and you're quick enough, but I prefer not to use that unless I'm doing the drop and grabs. So for this one, you have to climb onto the smaller walls, then onto the higher wall, and then we can follow this wall here to the collectible. I went down the side here, but you don't actually have to go down the side here, and I realized that after. That's actually the way normally you would get up. I got a little too eager. We wanted to go down here. And remember to push X to reset. And that'll put us back up here so we can continue following this pathway. For this one, we do want to drop down without resetting. It's just under the air conditioner. Some food. So for this one, we're going to do the same trick we just did. Get on the smaller railing, climb onto the bigger one, then go around the fence. So that way we can walk down here. So you want to head onto the shipping container, and then you want to fall to the left side. You'll see slightly here. You want to fall down. Just be very careful not to give yourself too much pressure or anything. And then you want to walk around carefully and inside to collect the food. Then we can head up these stairs. For one of the trickier ones to get. I was losing control then. Sometimes the controls do that, where the cat will start walking without you being able to control where he goes. But we want to go over here to the pallets, and we want to climb them. It can be a little tricky to get him to actually climb them, but eventually he will climb them. And then we can climb up here and climb up onto this roofing, to this metal sheet, and then onto the pipes. You want to be very careful when walking these pipes, so I chose to just walk at normal speed. If you feel comfortable running, then by all means, but if you fall off, it's climbing up again, unfortunately. But once we get over here, we can collect the kitten. Then we can jump down and head to the right. Inside here will be a little bit of a tricky one as well, because we have to climb up pallets again, and they're very unresponsive. I didn't successfully jump on that side, but on this side here I was able to successfully jump up, so I recommend this side. Try the left more than the right side of them, and it seems to give you more luck. And then you can collect the food. And then we have one last collectible to get, which is very quick and easy to get. We just have to go across here. And then we can collect the food here. And that gets us another 3-star mission done, and the 9th level. On to the 10th. So for the 10th level, we'll have 8 items to collect. It's not too bad, the placement of them. So when we get up to the shipping container that we've gone up a few times, we want to go to the right. In the 2 boxes there's a gap, and we can collect the item. You could push X here to reset, but if you don't, you can go underneath them like so. And then again, you could fall down if you wanted and then just climb back up. But if you're careful, you can actually jump on an angle and get back up like so. I just wanted to mention a couple of ways you could do that one because it is a little bit iffy. It's not too difficult, it's just in a spot that's not a great placement. So we want to head to the left here, past this first set of shipping containers, and on the end of the second set will be some stuff we can climb up. As you can see, a water barrel and the shipping door. This will allow us to jump up to the top here. So from up here we can collect the food. When we get to this spot here, we can climb up, and then we can hug the railing. This will prevent us from having to jump up and basically climb other stuff, and is a much quicker way to collect this one than doing all the jumping and climbing. Just be careful because you can get caught on these boxes, as you can see. So we want to jump up again and hug the railing. Then we can fall down and head to the left around this area. So we're going to follow this when it lets us up. And this one's a little bit tricky to angle yourself, but we can do the drop and reset. You just want to carefully jump, land on it, and then reset. If done correctly, you'll be back up here. If not, you can easily just go back up the stairs and then follow to the next objective. So we want to head to the objective this way. We will have to go around a little bit because of the walls in the way, and we can't exactly climb over them. But it's fine because it leads us to the open stairs here, and we can use the wall and hug the wall to get to the shipping containers. And when we fall down, hit X, and if done correctly, you'll reset after collecting it. And if you're lucky like I was, you'll get reset onto the pavement. If not, you should get reset onto the shipping container, and then can just go onto the pavement. Here I was losing a bit of control of the cat again. It can happen. Once I regain control, we can continue on. Head to the left here. And then we can move forward with the last 3 for this level. So you could use this and jump onto the shipping container and then just reset if you don't make it. But an easier way, in my opinion, is to jump down here and go up this set of stairs, because we can hug the wall and basically get to the shipping container without too much fuss. If you don't fall down like I just did then. So you can fall down and hug the shipping container, but I prefer to actually jump onto the shipping container and then fall down that way. There is enough room to hug it, but it can be very touchy, just like getting inside it. But once we're inside, we can collect the kitten. And then once we collect the kitten, we can head out. You can fall down and just go around, but I like to stay onto the shipping container just to save those few seconds while I fall down this way. So now we've got 2 left for this level, and then we're done. So when we head around here, you'll see that there's some boxes. You could take the pipe if you're confident to get onto the box that way, but I would prefer to just jump onto the boxes. It can be a little bit finicky, as you know, with the gaps in the boxes. But once we get up onto the boxes, we can jump up onto the roofing. Then we can fall down to the left here, and you'll see the metal sheet that's propped up against the shipping container. We can use that to climb up, jump up, go inside, and collect the food in here. This will complete this level with 3 stars and get the next achievement, almost there, for completing level 10. So nice work. So for this one, we want to head to the left, and we'll get the one that's close by itself. So this one we require to go a pretty far distance. Now I did try to get up the pallets on this side with not much luck, so I recommend going down to the other side. As you can see here, it didn't want to play ball. So if you go around and climb up on this side, you'll have more luck like I did. Be careful not to jump onto the shipping container, but thankfully I was able to jump onto the roof, and from here we can climb up onto this metal sheeting and go across and get up onto the wall. From the wall we can go across and get the kitten. And then we can fall down. Some of these are pretty far away for this level, but other than that, it's not too much hassle. So for this one you can just collect it and keep going. Thankfully it's just sitting there. Now this next one I'm going to go through the building to show you, but you can actually head left and you'll see the walkway, and go up the walkway and it's on the air conditioner, but I just want to show you where it is first. So I'm going to go through the building here, and as you can see it's on the air conditioner here. And then we have to go onto this metal pathway. When you do jump across, just be careful. You'll see when I do it, I land onto the railing, and that's not ideal because he does a 360 flip, which is kind of cool, I must admit. But we want him to just jump across onto the conditioner like so. Nice and simple. Then we want to head to our right. We can climb up the walkway if you want. I prefer to because it's just easier than having to avoid anything in your way. But we'll be falling down shortly. And this is another one where we can do a grab and reset. It's not a full and grab, it's just a grab and reset. If it doesn't work, it's fine though, because we're supposed to go around all these shipping containers and stuff, but there, thankfully, because it's constant in this game, is a gap in between the pallet here and the shipping container we can go through. It can be a little bit tricky to get the angle, but once you do, you'll go through and you can grab the food, and then you can push X to reset. Unfortunately, my reset failed, but again, it's not too tricky to climb out like so. If your reset didn't fail, you'll be outside and be able to continue on much smoother than I did. So again, we want to continue on. We got a bit of a trek to the next one because it's past the bridge. So once we get past the shipping containers and the pallets here with the, I'm not sure what the item is, cement maybe, on them. We want to go up these stairs with the red shipping container that's up the top there, and we're going to use the wall and the fence to basically follow around. Be careful of the gaps because you can get caught in them, and be careful when you jump onto the fence. If you jump on where I did, you'll get the stuck cat glitch, which can be quite annoying. But if you jump at the right spot, you'll be able to climb up like so, and then just follow the fence lining. You can jump onto the containers if you want, like I'm about to. I just find it easier than completely following the fence. We will have to go back to following the fence for a little bit, but this way we can just run across. So you want to jump up here so we can get over here safely, and then fall down, collect the food down here. Then we can jump up onto the wall here, and jump across onto the red shipping container in front of us. Then all we have to do is fall down, and then another little bit of a long trek to the next objective. We will be going up the stairs we come across, so just follow this way, going around the containers, and you will see the stairs in front of us. That's what we'll be taking. Once we're up here, we want to head to the right slightly to get the one that's up here. It'll be under a trailer of a truck. You can't, unfortunately, go under the tires. I tried. It doesn't seem to like to mark it, so you will have to go around to get it. Once you've got that one, we can continue on. So for this one, we want to head inside the building. And to the left here will be some stairs we can climb. Once we get outside, you'll see them right there. We just have to go around. Can be a little bit funny to try and climb stuff. Go up the second set of stairs here. And we'll be doing a glitch to get one of these collectibles to save us going around. Two things can happen. But first we'll climb up here and get this one, and then I'll explain the glitch for the next one. So there is a gap in between the boxes here, so when you climb on this one there's a gap to the left, and you want to try and get into that gap. Now two things can happen when you successfully pull off this glitch. You can either end up through the wall, or you can manage to just collect the cat and still be on this side. The attempt this time resulted in being on this side still, and the attempt I did when I first did this resulted in me being in the other area. But as you can see, once you fall down like so, you want to pretty much run at the wall, heading to the right. It's a little bit hard to see, when done correctly. As you can see, I just bumped it to get 8 out of 9. When done correctly, it will collect the kitten for you, and then we can just leave without having to go around or do anything to actually get it from where it was. Like I said, it's a little bit of a finicky thing to try and do, but it works and it's pretty efficient over having to go around to get it. Then we just have to run to get the last collectible. You want to head down these stairs and to the left. We're going to climb up this side of the stairs on the left there, and then we're going to use the wall and follow that to collect the last collectible. And that's the last kitten and the last collectible for the area. So congrats on a better tomorrow for completing level 11. So now we're getting to the double digit ones where we have 10 collectibles. So you want to head out to the left here. Again, you could follow a different pathway if you want. This is just the pathway I decided on and went for. Found it much easier in my opinion. So right here we can go through the boxes. There's a little bit of a gap and you can climb up here to collect the collectible. That's just under this. Then we want to go near these shipping containers. This one is really difficult to get. It's quite a nuisance. It'll be your first attempt at having to climb very thin railings, and that will happen in a few in the future, so it's good practice. But you want to eventually, when it lets you, climb up onto the box. And then when we can get it to play ball, we want to get onto the box that's where the railing is. And from here we want to very carefully jump. And this will allow us to be on the metal, and then very carefully walk onto the metal to get up to the top, and then straighten yourself up so you can do a running jump, so that way you can get up here, and then you might have to fight it a little bit, and then you can get the food. Like I said, it's a little bit of a tricky one to do, and that's why we went for it second. But it's not too bad. We want to head to the right here. I'm just going to show you that you can't pump it, unfortunately. It's close, as you can see, but not close enough. You'll see why in a minute you can't bump it. We go in the entrance here, it'll be in the middle of the pallets. If it had been more towards the wall, the bump would have worked, but sadly it's not. So we want to climb onto the shipping container. And then we want to fall down here and collect the kitten. The reset for me didn't work, unfortunately, but that's okay because we have to continue this way anyway. So I wouldn't recommend worrying about the reset if it doesn't work for you either, because we have to fall down here to get this anyway. So climb up onto these pallets, onto the water, and then up on the concrete to get the food. And then we can head to the left slightly once we get around everything. And as you can see, it's a little bit of a distance, but it's fine. We can go around these boxes, don't need to climb them. And for this one, we want to climb them and go over them. The item is on the other side. And then we can get the food, and then we can climb back up. Just be careful of the gaps and stuff. And then we can head to the next spot. So for this one we want to head this way, and we're going to be heading to the stairs. You'll find stairs are often our friend in this game. So you want to follow the wall like so, and then we can collect the food on the top of the shed here, and then we can jump back up, follow the fence line around to where the shipping container is, very carefully, and from here you can jump onto the shipping container. Remember, if you fall down, just reset. And then from here we can go up these stairs, and we'll collect these last two. You want to go left into the entrance here, and then we'll have to claim some barrels and boxes to get this collectible. Again, be careful of the gaps. The game can be fun with that. Now we can collect the food, and then we can climb up the rest of the way if you're careful. So this way we don't have to go outside and climb these stairs. Once we're on the shipping container, you can jump from the left here over the barricade, and then you can climb these stairs. And this will save us a lot of trouble, and we can get the last collectible, which is in this shipping container. And then it'll get you level 12 done. We can head to the next level. So surprisingly level 12 has 9 instead of 10. So we want to head down this way and get this one out of the way. This one will be a drop and reset. As you can see, the food is right there, so we need to angle ourselves so we can drop down, collect the food, and quickly reset. Done correctly, you'll have 1 out of 9, and you'll still be up the top here. So with that, we can go and collect the next one, which is straight ahead of us. So we want to use the pallets to climb up. Tried the side here, seemed to work better for me. Once you're up, you can climb up and then collect the item, and we can drop down. We want to head to the right, and then the left. Then we can head right. Go up these stairs. And then if you're very careful where you fall down here, you can actually land on the box about here. From here we can get onto the big box and then jump up to collect the food items. Then we can go back up the stairs. And across the other side, underneath the second set of stairs, will be another item we can collect. From there we can head left, if you don't get caught on things like I was, and then right, so we can get out of here. You want to fall down to the left here, and you can actually jump at this silo to collect the collectible. The first time didn't work, but the third time did. Because my angle got changed the second time I jumped. Once you've collected that, we can head this way. You want to head to the left where the shipping container, I almost fell down and I didn't want that. Right here where the shipping container is, and you want to jump up on that, and then we can walk over here. And if you're very careful, you can actually fall down here and land on the pallet. And then from there you can turn around and jump inside to collect the item, and then we can leave. So now we want to head down this way, and again we've got another long track before the next item. So we want to head up these stairs. Then we can go this way to get the item on the bridge. Then we can head back this way. Careful not to get caught on anything. So here we can fall down and collect the item. Then we just have to make our trek to the stairs that lead up so we can get into the next area. once we get up these stairs, we can head to the right. And then through the middle here, and you will see the 2 water barrels and the box that leads onto the pipe. You just want to climb up them, and then we can head to the last item, which is the food, and this will complete level 13. Cats have 9 lives, complete level 13. And now we have 9 items again to get. As you can see, there's quite a few, and it's in quite a confined area. So the first thing we want to do is head out this way. There's one that's a little bit finicky to get, so I like to get it out of the way. So we want to head around this way. And then we want to climb the pallet box here. I had better results from the side facing the wall than this side. This side here. Just be careful of the gap. I got caught in it, and this also resulted in, when I was fighting it, me going under the map. Thankfully, this game doesn't let you fall. It actually has a reset. Unlike a lot of other games where I've shown you I go under the map and just continuously fall. So I'll give them props for that. So if you do ever fall under the map, don't panic. It won't affect you too much. It'll just throw you back up onto the top of the map. But once we make our way up here, we want to jump across, and hopefully you want to land on the box or the shipping container. And from here we can go inside to the shipping container. And around the boxes will be the collectible, which is the kitten. And then we can fall down and head to the next one. Again, this one's going to be a bit of a trek, because we're heading all the way over to the other side. But thankfully we can just do a dash and grab, so we can just touch the area, collect it, and move on to the next one. So we want to head into the shipping container, touch the wall, and once you see 2 and 9, that's how you know you collected it, and we can continue on to the third one. The third one will require us to go through a little gap of the shipping container, but it's not too bad. So it's another easy one to collect and get out of the way. I like to collect all the ones outside before we focus on inside, since inside has a confined kind of area, and we're not having to wander too far. And that's now 3 out of 9. So we want to head down this way. And through this door here. There'll be a set of stairs that we come across that we can go up. Then when we get through this gap or garage here, we can head to the right. You want to follow the wall, and you want to go to the second metal pipe, not the first one, but the second one. And then we want to carefully follow this pipe to the other side to get the food. It's hard with the camera angle. You have to jump to get onto this metal pipe, so make sure you're not doing a running jump, just a normal walking jump. And then we can follow it back. Remember, if you fall off, use X to reset. And then from here we can do a drop and grab. You don't actually have to drop and grab, you could just climb back up. It's not too difficult. But I like to use the drop and grab because it is handy. So drop down onto the food and then just reset, and that'll put you back here. Like I said, if you climb back up, it'll take you a couple of seconds. It's not too bad. When we want to turn around and we want to go onto this concrete beam here, you can see it just there. Now this one might require a few resets just to get the angle. It did for me. But you want to jump onto this beam and then jump across. We're aiming for the pallets near the shipping container, and if you don't have the force from running, it won't do it, but second time was the charm. And then from there we can just climb up, go to the side here, and collect the food. Then we can fall down here, and you'll see the next item on the red shipping container. There's some stairs just near it, so it's very convenient and very easy for us to go up the stairs, and then we can fall down and collect it. If you try and do the drop and grab like I plan to, just drop down on it, push X, and you'll be back on the stairs. If you fail, you'll just have to reclimb the stairs. It's not too much of a big deal. So for this one, we want to climb up onto the blue container, so just use the boxes here. You can use the ones on the right, but I actually find it not too difficult to use the ones on the left as well. For the last one, do a running jump if you use the left side like me, and then it'll get you that one. And then we just have to head this way, where you can see the concrete block there. And with this concrete block, we want to climb up, go around the metal, and then just fall down onto the food. Nice work, hero of the day, for completing level 14. So for this one, we want to go and follow more or less the same kind of route, but this time we're going to be going straight when we get out, instead of going behind us. There are two collectibles here we want to get out of the way. So the first one's in between this shipping container. And then the next one's on the red shipping container there. And the best way to get that is to go up on these stairs and then hug the side part of the building here, the wall, like so. Very carefully. And then we can collect the kitten. Then we can continue to the collectible we've collected before. This time it'll be a little bit easier to get per se. It's still the same trickiness to get up there, but we don't have to go into that shipping container we went into. We have to go somewhere else, so that's what makes it easier. As you can see, we just have to go across the concrete block to collect the food. That's why I said it's a little bit easier, because it's not too difficult to get onto that concrete block once we're up here. And from there we can head to the next objective, which is straight in front of us, to the right slightly, in that shipping container. Once we collect that one, we can head out of the shipping container. We want to head inside the building this time. It's a little bit of a trek. But right here, we want to climb up and then onto the pallet over here, climb up this and into the shipping container. This will collect the food. Then we can go up these stairs. following the pathway to the right here, we can use the concrete block again to get up there and collect that collectible. And that gets us the kitten. And then we can go back the way we came, and you can see on the blue container is another collectible. This time it's the food. So you want to carefully climb the boxes. Be careful, the boxes do have a lot of gaps, so it can be very finicky. As you can see, I fell through where you don't want to because you fall all the way down. And then there's the gaps here as well, so that's why I said just be careful. A lot of gaps in this one. Once we've collected the food, we can head off this way. Now we'll be able to get the next collectible, which is outside. I just wanted to get those ones out of the way. You'll see the open doorway here with the stairs, so we can jump down to the right slightly, and you'll see the barrels of water that we need to climb, along with the power box and the pipe. This will get us up there. From here we can climb up onto the wall and collect the food. Then we can drop down and head to the last objective. Nice and easy one to collect. You could go to the right and probably tap and grab it, but it's just as easy to go to the left here and collect it properly. And that'll get you the glimpse of light for completing level 15. So now we can go to the next level. This time we have 10 again. And they're all in the warehouse, with some, not many, being outside. It's probably the trickiest level of the main game. So we want to get the ones on the just climb up on the boxes and we can get the ones on the transformer. Took me a little bit to remember the name of it. Then we can head to the left here. Climb up the stairs and then hug the wall, and we'll be able to collect the next lot of food. Follow it around. Carefully, of course. And then we can collect the next lot of food that's just down here. And then you can just climb back up. We're going to be heading to the right here. And I'm jumping here, but I would recommend using the concrete block. I just figured I'd go for it, and thankfully made it. Then we can continue, and we want to head to the right. And we want to get this kitten out of the way, in my opinion, because it's the more difficult one. Once we climb up here, we're going to go onto the metal railing. And then when you land, you want to try and land in the middle of the star here, and then angle yourself so that you can fly this without having to fall down. Then we can collect the kitten, turn around, and head back. Now we can head to the concrete beam. We're going to do this again and get another kitten that's on top of the beam. But again, it's not too difficult, as long as you're careful. So we want to climb this metal beam here to get up onto the railing. And with this one, you want to angle yourself a little bit right, so when you jump down, it'll land on it. Then you just have to straighten yourself up and then follow it. And that'll collect the next kitten that's on the high beams. And we can continue on. We want to drop down here, and we're going to get ourselves a nice knock and grab here. So just hit the wall, and that'll make it 7 out of 10. Saves you a lot of trouble because you don't have to go outside to get that one. And then we have these 3 left, which are not too difficult. For this one, we want to climb the stairs, and you can get on the concrete and jump from there, but if you're careful enough, you can actually jump from the stairs and make it onto the shipping container, as you can see. For this next one, again, it's on a shipping container, it's right in front of us, and all we have to do is climb onto the boxes. And then we'll be able to get the food. And now we have one last one to get. I never tried going inside and doing a tap and grab, so feel free to try it that way. If you go inside here, you can see it on the wall there. You might be able to tap and grab it, but the way I went and got it was by getting on the wall here and very carefully following the wall. And unfortunately falling off the first time. So then we can try again. And then we can just hug the wall to the food. And that completes this level and gets you the achievement Journey Complete for completing all the base levels. We do have DLC levels to do, but that is all the base levels done. And it also gets you the achievement Little Cat with a Big Heart for completing level 16. So congratulations, and I'll see you when we do the DLC. So now we have the Havana DLC. This is available for 745 AU or equivalent, and for some reason they called it Havana. I think that was a misspell. But anyway, when we do start the game, you want to click on Havana, and then you'll see we have 8 levels, so you want to hit start on the first level. This will take roughly about an hour, a little over. Even though there's only 8 levels, there is a lot to collect. So we want to come over here onto this menu, and we climb up, and then climb up onto the umbrella. It's a little bit janky, but it does eventually let you up. And then we can walk over these to get the food. Then we can fall down and head to the left. For here we can do a bump and grab, so just hit the wall and that'll grab it, as you can see there, and then we can head back off. So for this one, there's a little bit of a track to get to it. As you can see, we are climbing up on this hay bale setup, and then onto the umbrella. And from there you can climb up onto the awning, to the next one, across the sign, and the awning again, and then fall down behind the food stall, and that'll get you it. Now we've got 2 left. We'll go for this one first. So I want to climb up here. Climb up onto the electric box. And climb up again, climb up onto the wall, and then you just have to stay on the wall and follow it to the end where the air conditioner is. Then climb up on the air conditioner, jump across onto the other air conditioner. If you miss, you can easily just climb back up, as long as you don't angle yourself wrong and jump off completely. But remember, you do have X to reset if that happens. So now you just want to jump down. And we'll head to the last one. The last one basically is going to show you something you're going to have to be doing quite often in a couple of them, which is going up to this area and using it to climb up. It's a little bit tricky because if you are angled like that, it's a weird glitch where the cat will jump very high. It happens when you climb up obstacles, as you can see, and even if you can land on top, if you get just on the angle, he'll jump down. So I don't really recommend trying to use this weird angle that lets you jump higher. I'd recommend you just go down to the back here, then turn around and then climb the thing normally, and then you can turn around here and climb up. And we want to climb the boxes and the air conditioner, then climb up on the wall. And we want to go this way, climb up on the sheet of metal, climb up on the air conditioner again, and the wall here. And you'll find the cat just chilling there. And that's the first level done. With the Havana DLC, you do have next level, so after we complete level 1, we can hit next level to go to level 2 straight away. No having to go back to the main menu like the other DLC. So now we have 6 to collect. This one we're heading to will be in a boat, and if you land in the water it will put you back at the dock, you may as well say. So be very careful about that. It's slightly just before the dock, but when you climb here you want to jump. So you land in the boat, and you want to do the same thing to land in the other boat. Now if you reset, it'll leave you in the boat like so. So the best thing is to actually jump into the water to teleport yourself back like so. And we want to head down this way and to the left. Under the trash dumpster is some food. Nice and easy one to collect. Then we can head this way to get out into the main street. Up on top of this fountain in the middle is some food. So we've got one there, and one there. The one here we have to get onto the hay bale here and onto the truck. It could be a little bit finicky. We're trying to get onto the round hay bale from the square hay bales to try and do a running jump. The fence can also be a little bit finicky to get over. It is designed to get over. Now if you're not careful you'll fall down, so make sure you use reset if you do, because this platform is out a little bit and it's hard to see because it's around the corner. But once you get down here you'll be able to collect your kitten. And now we only have 2 items left. We'll come back for the food later. We want to get the furthest objective first. As you can see, it's on that food stall. Quite easy one to get this one. We just have to go this way, up this ramp. And then to the left here, you can see it on this awning. Fall down, collect it, and then we can head to the last one, which we saw previously. This one will be a little bit of a trek to get to. And you can fall down while getting it, but if you do, just reset. So we want to climb up here, then go left, climb up the box and jump. Then use a running jump. Once you hit the box, climb and jump again. And you'll land over here, jump up, and you'll see the food to the left here on the awning, so you just want to jump and collect it. And that'll complete the second level. Congratulations, and on to level 3. So we want to go to the left here. And then to the right. And then the left again. And there's a boat we'll be jumping off from the dock. If you can make the jump almost to the end, you can climb up and jump up here. Then go inside and collect the kitten. Then from here, if we don't get caught on the archway, we can fall into the water and respawn. Quick and easy one to get. we want to go down this alleyway here. And we want to go up this ramp. Use the thing here to climb up, and then climb up onto the railings. Then we can just jump across. Jump up here. And collect the food. And we can drop down. And I'll show you that the collectible is high up, as you can see. So you want to come this way to get this one. It's a little bit of a round track, but it's a spot you're going to have to get used to because we have to use it another couple of times. So climb up here and angle yourself to the left slightly, like so, and then run and jump. For this part we have to jump on the box, jump on the air conditioner, then run and jump to get onto the transformer. Then we can jump up onto the wall. So to get up that item there, we have to climb onto this and do a running jump so we can land on that. Sometimes it's a little bit tricky. I found the easiest way to climb up here, move to the back, turn around, then run and jump. Seem to make it. Then you run and jump to this spot here. And then allow you up here to collect the food. So from here we have to get the next collectible. As you can see over there, that's the one I was talking about. It's high up on the left. There's also a few just down here, but we're focused on that left one. We're going to jump across. Be very careful not to fall in that gap. Use reset if you have to. Then we want to climb up here. You need to run and jump so that way it grabs the edge, and then jump over. So for this part you can't do a normal jump. I'll show you. A normal jump doesn't work. You have to do a run and jump, but as soon as he grabs the wall, let go, because I've had him jump over if I did hold on to the run button. So you just want to use him to grab the ledge and then let go of the run button, so you can lose all momentum. Once we've got that, we've got half of them, so we can go ahead to get an easy one. Unfortunately we can't do a bump and grab, as I'll show you. As you can see, it's not close enough to the wall. But we can go inside and we can bump the desk, which does collect it. So that's good enough for me. Then we've got 3 left. All 3 are going to use these stairs that I was talking about. So I just want to climb on this plank and then head left. Climb up here. Climb up here again. You want to make your way over this way and then jump to climb this. For this part you want to do a run and jump, and if you've done correctly you'll climb the air conditioner. If done incorrectly he'll just jump at the fence. It's a little bit finicky. That's why I kept running. It seems to work better. You do want to fall down for this part. Unfortunately I fell into that crevice. And then you want to go over here and collect this food. You just have to jump at the middle one, like so. You could get it up to the climbable area that way, but I prefer just to go around. I like the stairs, it's simple. And then we got one last one to get. This one is a little bit tricky. You just got to utilize the reset. Once we line ourselves up and climb up. So we have to climb up to where the kitten was on the last level, so get on the sheet metal here. Try not to fall off like I did. And then jump onto the air conditioner, and from there up onto the roof. And then we get onto the roofing here. We just have to fall down to the left slightly, you can see where it is. And I wasn't confident with that, so I hit reset. I actually thought I was going to miss. You'll see me hit reset a couple of times till I get a spot that I'm happy with. It's good because it shows you that you can reattempt this a few times to try and get it. That time I genuinely missed. And with that, that's another level down. And that gets you Tales of the Alley for completing level 3. So we can hit next level. And once we complete this level, that'll be the 4th level, and only 4 levels left. We'll be halfway. So for this one, we want to actually change tactics and head right first when we can. Behind this platform is some food, so that'll give us the first collectible of this level. Be careful getting caught on things, the cat sometimes auto climbs, and so you can get, while you're trying to travel somewhere, you can get caught. It can be a little annoying. We want to go up the stairs and use the high platforms again to reach the top of the roof. So we'll go right here and you'll see the kitten. We can fall down and collect it and then reset. This will keep us up here. For this next one, you can't actually climb these fences from this side, as you'll see here. What you need to do is go over to the pot plant, climb onto the pot plant, and then the railing. And then from here, carefully fall to the left, so you stay on the ledge, and then run and jump to get up here. This will allow you to collect the kitten that's here. Then you want to do the same thing, get onto the pot plant and jump onto the railing. Can be a little bit difficult to see because of the fern there, but then we want to get to the side here. And then we can jump over when it allows us. I like to use the pot plant here and jump over, it's just easier. So this way we can get the next couple that are over here. You want to climb up onto the hay bales and then onto the awning. This one we can do a bump and grab from underneath, something different. And then we can just make our way to the left over here to get this one. You don't need to stay up the top, I just like to. We will be falling down to get this one anyway, but I just wanted to show you. As you can see, there's no way from here to get it. What you have to do is jump on the taxi cab and use the signage as a little bit of a bumper to jump up onto the awning. If for whatever reason you try and jump from the taxi, I found it would always jump through, whereas if I was able to align myself like so and use the sign to jump up and give myself a little bit more height, I would make it almost every time. Then we can collect the food, and then we only have 3 left. The one that we left that's high up, that one we'll get next after this one on the left, because that one requires us to get up to an area, a high up area. So the first one we'll get is this one here, that's just chilling right here, nice and easy. And then we'll get that difficult high up one, and then we'll come back here to get that last one. So this is the area I was telling you about you'd have to use more than once. So just angle yourself slightly to the left like so, and then run and jump. Then once you're up, you can jump up here, and then run and jump back, and jump up. Then we want to jump across. And we want to jump again, so that we don't fall into that gap. Jump up onto the railing here, and then we can fall down. Then we can run. Follow that up and collect the kitten here. Then we want to get onto the barrels. You could probably use the pop pant, but I found the barrels are easier. And then we can just jump down. And now we have a nice easy one to go to, which is just where the boat area is. It's in a shack. So we get to finish this level in a shack, which is nice. We don't have to worry about the water or anything. That's why I left this one for last, because it's nice and easy. Jumping, as you can see here, doesn't seem to make you go faster, so that's why I stick to running. I just wanted to show you that since we have the free time. Otherwise I would be jumping everywhere if it was faster, but holding run seems to work. So we just want to go up this way. In here and around the corner is the last collectible with some food. That's level 4 done, so only 4 more levels, congratulations. So this is the roofing areas now, so this is where the levels will begin on the roofs, and they can be quite treacherous. There is ways to climb back on the roof, so don't stress if you fall down. But we want to start the level by turning around and going this way, being careful not to fall down. We will be utilizing the drop and grab, or drop and reset, depending on what you want to call it, a lot during these missions when we're on the roof. One of these spots we'll be utilizing it is right now, right here. Drop, reset, and you'll be back on this roof. So for this area you can go around to the left, and you can get onto the ledge and then jump across. But I like to get here because you can actually jump around this object here and get the item that way. I actually managed to somehow glitch myself in, so I'll take that, but you can actually just jump around it. But right here is the ledge I was talking about, you can use to get in as well. I don't find the ledge that easy because the game has a tendency to ignore those tiny little black gates and make them harder to jump. So we want to climb up here onto this metal railing and then climb up onto the side here and follow this ledge. Then we want to follow this ledge here that leads us up to this roof, And then from here, we're gonna fall down to the left to collect the kitten. Fortunately, my reset didn't work, but that's okay. Climb onto the barrel, and then we can jump down. And you'll see what I mean about those areas to climb up, because I can show you some. Heading down this way, you'll see a tree. You can use that to climb up. Just beyond the tree is some trash bins. You can also use those to climb up. We're going to use those to climb up for now. Just to show you. It's pretty easy to get back onto a roof if you fall down. Just be careful not to get caught behind the items. Once we're back on the roof, we need to get to the other side, but unfortunately, as you can see, we can't that way. To get to the other side from here, you have to climb up onto these barrels, and then the box here, box there, and to climb up here and do a running jump. So you want to run and jump across. And then you can walk on the concrete beam, but it can be a little bit finicky. And I got stuck in that glitch state, unfortunately, so thankfully I was able to turn all the way around, so when I got out of it, it caught the roof. But you basically want to get on this, and then make our way around. And we want to fall down in between these two, and if you can reset in time, you'll be able to get back up without having to go around, but if you don't, feel free to just go around. Then we want to climb over here, collect the food, and then we can jump to the left here, use the wall here to climb down, and then jump up onto the spot here. And then we can cross very carefully. As you can see, it's right there, the collectible. So we'll be getting that in a minute. So we want to climb up here, and it's a little bit tricky with this steel girder. You have to jump to actually get up it, so just be careful. And then we can fall down here, and if we angle ourselves carefully, pick up the food, and then reset, and we'll still be on this beam. If the reset doesn't work, you'll be able to just make your way up here. So we're going to do a jump that you need to learn anyway for a later level. So if you stand here, you can run and jump, and you'll be able to get up to this area, even grabbing the high spot that I did. So for this collectible here, we're going to leave that one till last. I know it's right near us, but it's an annoying one that sometimes, most of the time, the reset doesn't work for. So it's easier to make it last than cause yourself trouble. So we can't climb up this way, so use the pot plant and climb up onto the railing that way, and then very carefully, don't do what I did and fall down. You want to get onto the pot plant, get onto the awning, and then very carefully walk to the spot here, and then fall down, so that way we're still high up. Then we can climb over here and collect the food, and then we can head back to where we were. By climbing this, and then carefully walking again to the left until we're at the railing here. And then we want to fall down and make our way back across to collect this last collectible that we left. So we want to get onto the metal railing here, and we want to turn to the right, and we want to do a running jump. When we get on the air conditioner, you want to jump, and you can get stuck. So you just gotta try and fight it, and that will get you the 5th level done, Eyes in the Dark. So congratulations. So for this one, we want to start and go straight this way. We're going to do another drop and reset. So the collectible is all the way down there on an umbrella, and if you angle yourself just right, you can grab it and then reset, and we'll be still on the roof. I didn't mean to fall down, so if you don't fall down, it's okay. But if you do, this is the way up. It's not too difficult. So we want to head this way. And we want to run and jump across, because there's no other way to get across this roofing. You can use the concrete beam, but like I said, it's finicky, so I generally try not to use it when I don't have to. So we want to fall down here onto this, and then you can see the item here, the food. So fall down and then reset. If done correctly, you'll be up here, and we can then continue on. I'm going to cross here. I want to head to the right, and we'll be resetting again. So you can see the food is right there, so drop down, reset, and unfortunately it didn't work for me. If it doesn't work for you, that's okay. There is just basically getting back up there, simple, climbing this here and then this here. Doesn't always work, the drop and reset, but when it does, it's very handy. Just means that we have to do extra work when it doesn't reset, like so. But once we're back up to where we originally were, which is here, we can go over to this spot. This is one where you do want to get the drop and reset to work. So you want to go over to this ledge here, it's easier. And then you want to fall to the left and then slightly turn. If you miss, you'll reset up here, so we can reset up. And as you can see, that's what we're aiming for. We're at sparkling, so fall to the right and then left. It might take a couple of goes to actually get this. Once you get it, you can reset and you'll be back up the top, and you'll have the kitten. From here, we want to go to the right. So now we just have to head to the left here, follow the concrete, and climb up onto this. If you fall down, just reset, and then we can continue on. Want to jump over here, and this can be very finicky. This is why I don't like these types of railings. As you can see, I'm running and jumping and it's not working. You just have to keep running back and forth till it does. Nothing changed when I finally got it to work. And then we can collect the food there, and then we can make our way back. Thankfully, making our way back is much easier than getting it to register to jump, because we can use that pot plant and jump from there to get up. So now we need to get the collectible here, so you want to hug this guardrail and then climb up on these spots here. Careful not to fall off, of course, as I almost just did then. And then we can collect the food, and then we can head back. Then we want to jump down. And I wanted to show you it's possible to do, it's just only do it if you're confident, but you can use the trees like so, if they're angled right. It's a little bit tricky because it's so thin, but this will let you up all the way to the top. And then we just have to climb the barrel. If you're not confident, use the trash bins. It just depends on what you're more comfortable using. And then we can climb up here to make our way to the left side, so that way we can get the last two collectibles for this level. Once we're on this side, we want to make our way this way, so that way we can get the collectible. It'll be on the power box, so we need to fall down into a spot close to it. If you miss, like I just did, just hit X to reset. You'll know if you're going to miss or not, just by that alone. It can be a very tricky angle to try and get, especially with the air conditioner in the way, because the cat likes to try and climb the air conditioner. But once you get this spot, you can grab the cat like so and fall down. That's the only reason we were in that spot for the kitten. It's easier than trying to climb up the way you're supposed to. So for this last one, we want to climb this tree here. Now this tree is very finicky. For some reason it doesn't like to allow you to go up onto it, even by walking, so you may have to do a slight jump. I was able to get it to angle myself finally, and walk up it that way. Then you want to make a slight run jump to the transformer on the left, or the air conditioner, depending on what you want to call it. And then you got to jump over the fence with a running jump. And then we can make our way all the way to the other side. And we can use the barrel here to climb up, and then make our way across. And then we want to be careful with this pot plant, so just do a normal jump. If you do a running jump, you might send yourself flying. Then we want to do a running jump to grab onto this and make our way across. And then we can collect the kitten and finish this level. Congratulations on doing level 6, and now we're on to level 7. So for this one, as you can see, there is 8 still. Thankfully, I don't think it gets any higher than that. Unlike the secret levels, which 13 was a bit rough. But as you can see, there's a kitten right on the sledge. So if you angle yourself just right, you can grab it and reset. I missed the first time, but second time see charm. As you can see. That's why I said the drop and grab will be very useful. So the next one we want to head to is over here. And if we get on this ledge, you want to fall down to the left. If you catch yourself here, you can collect the food and reset, and that'll put you back up on the roof. And then we can go across here. And we want to follow this just to here. And then we can make our way across and get the kitten over here. Then we can fall down. And there's one on that air conditioner, as you can see. We can't get it from down here though. I just wanted to show you it. So we want to climb up to this. Climb up. Just be very careful with your angles, because if you miss like I did, you'll fall down. I could have possibly tried to reset, but I didn't want to bother. Getting the angle to climb this can be a little bit tricky though, so just be careful. Once you've got it though, you can climb back up and continue following it. There is a gap after this air conditioner, so just be aware of that. You don't want to fall into it. Again, you can hit reset though, and it might save you. Collect the food and then keep following this around. We're going to jump up into that area there, but you need to be onto the air conditioner and run and jump. You can't seem to run and jump on the floor here. So make sure you're on the air conditioner, and from the air conditioner we can run and jump over like so. Just don't do two accidental ones like I did. As you can see, it can be a little bit finicky, but once you get it, we can climb up. Use the barrel here to climb up. It can be a little bit tricky to get the angle. And then we can climb up here. Then the one that I was talking about on the air conditioner, we can fall down to get. It's right here. And then once we collect that, we can reset. And that'll put us back up here. Then we can use the steel girder here. I got up on the wrong spot. The steel girder here. And we can go across. And then we can climb this concrete beam here. It can be a little bit tricky to actually climb the concrete beam. So you might be better off climbing up to the left a little bit more than I did. But we want to hug the wall so that we can get up to this spot here. And then we want to go over here. And you can see the food down there. That's what we'll be getting. We'll be doing another drop and reset. So you want to come over here. Fall down. And then once you get it, you want to reset. I missed the food. And when I respawned, it put me here. So I fell down straight away. But third time's the charm. There we go. So now we have these two left. So you want to come over here. Jump across. And as you can see, they're both in that area there, so we're going to get in my mind, the harder one to get first, and it's going to require us to do a little bit of a track, because I believe this is the easiest way to get it. There probably are other ways to get it that might be a little bit less complex, but I figured this was the best way to do it, so that's what I went with. We're going to be going this way to get around to the left side again. You should know this route. We've used it a few times. And once we're on this side, we're going to follow it to the end. And we're going to go onto the green wall here, and you're going to very carefully get onto the ledge. If you miss, just reset. Once you're on this ledge, we just follow it around very carefully to get the kitten that's right here. You can run and jump and go to the right and land on the second awning to get to the food, but if you fall down, it's just as simple as going up this, climbing up, going across, and then falling down onto the food stall to get the food and the last collectible. So that'll complete level 7, so congratulations. And now we're up to level 8. Thankfully with this DLC they didn't do anything crazy like 13. Man, that was way too many. Even I got a little bit lost. It's only 8 for these. So we want to get this one on this air conditioner just by falling down like so. Nice simple one for the start of the level, and then we can run and jump across and jump across again. So we want to get onto this barrel, and then we want to jump up onto the water thing here. You can just tap it and it'll give it to you sometimes, which makes it a little bit easier to collect. So we want to climb up here, and we want to go across. And we want to jump across again and follow the wall, so that way we can get over to the other side. Right here we're going to fall down onto the kitten and reset. We want to climb up here and then walk across carefully. Head to the left. And then we want to climb up here. This is going to be the most difficult one to get. So this is where I told you need to practice a little bit, because you want to climb up here and then jump and reach the other platform over there, and it can be a little bit tricky. So once we get here, I found if you did a running jump on an angle, you'd get 2 jumps. So if you run to the left and then right, you can get 2 jumps if you're very quick to hit the jump button. When you reset, it'll leave you on this side, so you just want to fall down. As you can see, you can't make it. So just fall down and head this way. There'll be one in this fountain that we need to get. And then we want to head this way. For this one you have to climb the power pole. There's no real alternative, I don't think. So just be very careful, because it can be a little bit touchy when you get up to the platform part, because there is a gap on the left of the girder, which is what I got caught in. And when trying to rearrange myself to fix myself up, I fell down. So just be aware of that. Try and be center when doing this part, like so, and you'll have a much easier time. And then we want to climb up the next girder, and then we want to go to the left here, and you'll see the food here that we can collect. And then we only have 2 items left, so we want to fall down, and we want to head this way. Climb onto the pallets here, and then onto the bin. Now this thing, when we get onto this roof here, can be a little bit finicky, so you need to do a running jump to jump onto the box, and if you do it too late, you'll hit the top of the box and not be able to climb up. But when you do it correctly, you'll climb up like so, and then you can follow the way up. Be careful not to fall off like I did. But thankfully we have the reset. It saves us a lot of trouble and time. So we want to make our way across like so. Once we get to the left side, we'll be able to continue getting the other 2. One requires us to fall down and climb back up, and the other is in a very high spot. So we'll be getting the one that requires us to fall down first, which is just here. I do try and reset, but unfortunately it's one that they designed where you actually don't have the time to reset. But if you want to give it a go like me, as you can see there, it didn't work. So we want to climb the trash bins, or you can climb the pellets, it's up to you. I find the trash bin much easier. Unfortunately I jumped at the wrong angle, so I have to reset up. make our way back up now. And then we just have to reach this last collectible and we'll be done with the DLC. Yay! So you want to climb up here. Climb up this. And when we climb up this, we'll be heading to the right. You'll see the metal girder. So we want to climb that. And then we want to head to the left. Climbing the walls here. Sticking to them. Climbing this here to get up to this spot here. And then this part can be a little bit tricky, so just make sure if you fall you reset. But you want to climb up here, and then you want to jump across the gap. I unfortunately didn't have the luck the first time to jump, but the second time I did. Then you just want to make your way across very carefully not to fall off, and collect the kitten to finish the level. With that, you'll get new paws, new paths for completing all the Havana levels and level 8. And with that, you'll also get your 1000G. Congratulations. Please remember to like and subscribe. Thank you.